Beside me, I have three exceptionally good red light therapy panels. The PlatinumLED BioMax 8th generation, the Blue Light Mega 4.0, and the new Rojo Refine 900. Deciding which one to get out of these three can be extremely difficult. In fact, it's one of the most common questions I get here on this channel and over in my Facebook group. So what I'm gonna do is look at all three of these panels in various different categories and help you make the most informed decision, help you find which one's the best for you. Because a panel that may be great for one person may not be the best for another person. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first panel we have here is the PlatinumLED BioMax 900. As I mentioned, this is the 8th generation panel. It means they've been in the space for a very long time. It's over a decade, I believe, selling LED panels. So PlatinumLED know their stuff. Their panels in the past have done very well in my comparison series. In fact, in my 2024 comparison series, this panel, the BioMax 900, came out number 1. Who came out number 2? Well, that was the Blue Light Mega. And who came out number 3? The Rojo Refine 900. So you may be wondering, well, does that just answer my questions right there? Well, it does in a way. Yes, the BioMax is a great all-round panel, but because of some of the differences I'm going to explain soon, you may find that a Rojo or the Blue Light is better suited to you. Still though, PlatinumLED has a lot of credibility when it comes to red light therapy panels. Blue Light, they have been in operation for about 8 years with a background in blocking blue light products, hence their name. However, this is their 4th generation in the red light therapy panels, and they have produced some exceptional panels as well. Finally, we have Rojo. These guys are the newcomers. They've only been in the space for a couple of years now, and this is only their 2nd generation panel. However, it is very, very good. Now, when it comes to size, as you can see, they are very, very similar. The LED layout is a little bit different, but physical dimensions are pretty much identical. They all have 300 LEDs, though Blue Light's Mega is maybe half an inch wider and taller when you're actually looking at LED spacing, which is what really matters, not the physical size of the panel, it's how large the treatment area of the LEDs are. But when it comes to the wavelengths emitted, here's where things get quite different. You see the BioMax 900 actually emits 7 different wavelengths. The Blue Light and the Rojo panel, 5 different wavelengths. So you may be thinking, well, the BioMax is better, right? Well, not necessarily. You see the BioMax 900 has most of the energy go into the traditional 660 red light and the 850 nanometer near-infrared light. These wavelengths have been used in panels for many, many years now with amazing results. There's also a ton of science to prove that these wavelengths are very effective. About 75% of energy at the BioMax is going to these 2 wavelengths. When you compare that to the Rojo and the Blue Light panel, only about 50% of energy is going to those 2 wavelengths. You see, the BioMax has a lot of wavelengths in there, but they're not getting a ton of light. So yes, you are going to get some benefit from, say, an 810 or a 630 nanometer light. But if you're wanting a lot of energy in those wavelengths, 810 for instance, that's where the other 2 panels actually do a much better job. You see 810 nanometers gets about 17% of the LED chips in those 2 panels compared to the BioMax, which only gets 4 or 5%. But there is a good standout with the BioMax panel, and that is that it includes blue light and also 1060 nanometer near-infrared light. Now, we've written articles on both of these wavelengths over at Light Therapy Insiders, and there is a lot of research showing that yes, they are very effective. So for some people, the fact that these other wavelengths are included, even though it's on a lower level, lower percentage, is still quite attractive. For others who just want a nice blend of light across a wide range of wavelengths, then the Rojo and the Blue Light panels are probably better suited. Okay, so what about power irradiance here? Now remember, more is not necessarily better, but more does allow deeper penetration if you want to get deep into a joint and potentially shorter treatment times. Well, it's important to know that all 3 of these panels are incredibly powerful. The BioMax and the Blue Light are putting out about 90 milliwatts over centimeter squared of therapeutic red light at 6 inches. These numbers are very, very high. In comparison, the Rojo Refine is putting out about 73 milliwatts. Now, a couple of years ago, 73 milliwatts would have been market leading. Today, here in 2024, The BioMax actually has the most power out of all the panels I've tested. Remember though, more is not necessarily better. And in fact, if you're just looking for benefits, say at skin level, 30 or 40 milliwatts may be all you need. Now, the cool thing is all three of these panels have the ability to lower the intensity of light. So if you are looking for a panel that's more suited to skin, surface level treatment, don't be put off by these panels because you can lower the intensity. When it comes to light coverage, there's another key difference here. You see, the BioMax 900 has single chip LEDs, whereas the Block Blue Light and the Rojo Refine have dual chip LEDs. That means that each LED lens you see on the panel, remember there's 300 of those, has either one chip for the BioMax 900 or two chips for the other two panels. The dual chip panels are thus going to have better light coverage. You're going to get a better blend of light, especially if you go closer to the panel. Combine the fact that these two panels are dual chip with the fact that all of their wavelengths are getting at least 15% of the energy. It means you do get a good blend of light. You're not going to get a concentration of, say, blue light here, 810 here, and then 660 in between. With these two panels, you're going to get a good blend of everything, which is kind of what you want if you are getting a full body panel. But it is important to note that the BioMax 900 is exceptionally powerful, so you don't have to go close to the panel. If you're out at, say, 9 inches, 12 inches from the panel, even though you don't have the same technical benefits that these two panels have, you are still going to get a good spread of light. So don't be put off by this feature. None of these panels have any issues with flicker or EMF, and when it comes to sound, they're all putting out less than 50 decibels. However, the Block Blue Light Mega was the quietest and the BioMax was the loudest. When it comes to warranty and support, there's a few things to go through here. All three companies offer a 3-year warranty period. The BioMax and the Rojo Refine, they both offer email and phone call support, whereas Block Blue Light doesn't provide phone call support. And all three companies do offer a returns period. PlatinumLED have a 60-day returns period for their BioMax panel, but you could pay up to 20% in restocking fees. Block Blue Light have a 30 days return period, and Rojo Therapy also have a 60-day return period. And if it comes back like new, there's no restocking fees. What about controls and ease of use? Well, all three of these panels have an inbuilt touchscreen control system. It works as you'd expect here in 2024, very responsive, easy to navigate the menus. PlatinumLED were the first to do this many years ago, and now we're seeing more companies catching up. I still have to say though, I think PlatinumLED's control system is the best, even though it's been around for a while. It's just very easy to use, very responsive, and very few presses are needed to access all the options. But it's not just the touchscreen control panel. PlatinumLED also have a free app that you can download, which simply replicates what you can do directly on the device. It's a nice little extra. Plus, the PlatinumLED BioMax comes bundled with a free remote. The remote is rather basic. It just has an on and an off button. By turning it on, all the lights will run at full power for 20 minutes. Block Blue Light, on the other hand, doesn't offer an application, but it does come with a remote. Their remote is a little bit more advanced. You can change some of the settings. Though when it comes to my experiences, I like using a remote to simply turn a panel on or off. I feel like whenever I play around with the settings, such as changing the time duration, changing the intensity, pulsing, all that sort of thing, I like to do it directly on the device. And then finally, we have the Rojo panel. They don't include a remote, but there is an app. But the Rojo panel is very unique. You see, I've mentioned before that you can lower the intensity of the lights from these three panels, and that is true. However, the BioMax and the Block Blue Light panels, they bundle up the red light wavelengths and the near-infrared wavelengths. So if you want to lower the intensity of the red light, you'll be lowering both the 630 and the 660 nanometer light. If you want to lower the intensity of the near-infrared, it'll be the 810, the 830, and the 850, and the 1060 if you're using the BioMax panel. But here's where the Rojo Refine is quite unique. You see, you can go in and change the intensity of every single wavelength. So let's say you don't want any 630, but a lot of 660, both red light wavelengths. You can do that with the Rojo Refine. And as it has 5 different wavelengths, the combinations are endless. And you do all of this directly through the device or on the included app. Now you may be thinking, well, why would I want to do this? Well, there are actually quite a few reasons. For instance, a lot of people don't want a lot of high energy near-infrared light on their skin for potential photo aging downside risks. But they still may want a lot of red light and even a little bit more of 810 than say 850. So with the Rojo, you can go through and customize these blends while leaving the 810 up at say 30% and dropping the 830 and the 850 down to say 5%. Even better, what Rojo have done is they've built in about a dozen preset modes. So you can scroll through these modes and find the particular protocol you want to use, whether it's muscle recovery, skin health, bone health, general wellness. You select the protocol you want and the panel will adjust what wavelengths are running at what intensity and also the duration. It does make using a red light therapy panel very simple. You don't have to look up dosing calculations. You don't have to worry about what wavelengths are needed for different goals. It's all built in to the device. Even better, there's an option to save your own pre-built modes. So if you find a formula maybe on our website or in one of my channels, you can program that into the device, record the settings whenever you want to use that protocol, and away you go. It's very, very cool. Okay, so another difference we have between these panels is the inclusion of pulsing. Now, pulsing is pulsed light at various frequencies. I've done a video on it. You can go check that out. The BioMax does not have any pulsing. Block Blue Light and the Rojo do. So if you want pulsed red light therapy, then the latter two panels are going to be for you. What about stands? Well, the PlatinumLED BioMax panel has 5 different stand options. You have vertical mounts, horizontal mounts, floor mounts, wall brackets, even a motorized stand. So if you want to go all out and get a couple of these panels and use it lying down on your bed, you want to get a horizontal motorized stand. They're really, really good. PlatinumLED BioMax panel is going to be the winner here. Block Blue Light have 3 different stand options and they currently don't have a motorized stand. Rojo Therapy also have a bunch of stand options, but what's interesting about Rojo Therapy is their panel comes included with a floor stand. These typically sell for about $100, so it is a nice little addition. Speaking of cost, how much is it for each of these panels? Well, first up, I do want to say that I'm affiliated with all 3 of these companies, and in turn, they've given me a discount link and a discount code to share with you all. That means if you order through that discount link, and I'll put it below, you actually save a decent amount on these panels, but I do get a little commission. So just remember that. All the links and the codes are down below as they often change. So the prices I'm going to run through now are the discounted prices. The PlatinumLED BioMax 900 is $1,234. The Block Blue Light Mega is $1,274. And the Rojo Refine is $1,165. So that does make the Rojo Refine quite an attractive option for price sensitive customers. It is over $100 cheaper than the Block Blue Light Mega and about $70 cheaper than the BioMax. Though it's important to also factor in shipping costs. Now, if you live in America, you can get the PlatinumLED shipped to your door for free. Block Blue Light will cost about $9 to get it shipped to an American address, and the Rojo Refine is free for American customers as well. So if you're an American customer who's very price sensitive, then the Rojo is the clear winner here. When it comes to customers outside of the USA, the BioMax shipping prices really do vary. If you're going to send it to, say, Australia, expect to pay about $200. You can go to the website, add the panel to your cart, type the address in at the checkout screen, and you will get a real-time quote. Whereas shipping for the Block Blue Light is still only about $9 even outside the USA. Even better, they have warehouses in the UK, USA, Australia and New Zealand, and it means if they're shipping to any of those places or the EU, the price you pay at the checkout screen is inclusive of all taxes, which is quite a positive for international buyers. And Rojo Therapy are even better. You see, they offer free shipping to the USA, Australia, New Zealand, the UK and Ireland. And they also have warehouses in all of those locations, so the price includes any import taxes, which is massive. Now, Rojo Therapy also have a warehouse in France, so that means they can ship to the EU at a much lower discounted price. They also do discounted shipping to Canada. Okay, so those are all the facts. As I've gone through this, you may have already figured out, hey, this is the one I want because of this reason. If so, links are below. Leave a comment as well below to let me know what you are deciding on getting. And also, can you hit the subscribe button or even just the like button if you have found this useful. But when it comes to finding the best one for you, it does depend. Do you want something with a lot of power? Do you want something that's got a lot of stand options? Do you want something that's super cheap but really good? You see, if you are price sensitive, you're on a super tight budget and you live outside of the USA, then I think you'd have to go with the Rojo Refine 900. They have the best discounted price, plus they offer free shipping to most countries. And of course, you're getting great features, great power, great wavelengths, and that really cool ability to change each wavelength independently. Now, if you're on a strict budget and you live within the USA, I'd probably say consider either the Rojo Refine or the BioMax 900. Yes, the BioMax 900 is a little bit more expensive, but you are buying from a company that has been in the space for many years. They also have a lot of stand options and a really nice control system with their app and their remote control. Plus, if you are going to get multiple panels, BioMax system is very easy integrating a lot of panels into one setup. Still though, the Rojo Refine is cheaper and you do get that free stand. So if it's purely down to numbers and you live in the States, yeah, probably go with the Rojo. What happens if you're not bothered by price? You just want to get the best one out there. Well, again, it depends. If you just want power, that's all you care about, then the BioMax is the best, followed very closely by the Blue Light Mega. If simplicity is the goal, whether you just want something that's easy to connect, easy to operate, has a nice, easy to use remote control, probably say go with the PlatinumLED BioMax because it is the easiest to use. If you want a panel with pulsing, then yeah, it's a toss-up between the Rojo or the Blue Light Mega. If advanced operations and extra features and controls are what you want, maybe you're a biohacker, maybe you want to geek out on some of this stuff, I'd probably say go with the Rojo Refine. It's got pulsing, it's got 5 different wavelengths, but it's got all of those options to change the intensity of each single wavelength. Plus, if you dial in your own protocol based on the science you've read and your own goals and health issues, you can save that directly into the panel. So that's quite attractive. Again though, as you can tell, it really does depend on what you value, where you live, what your budget is, what you're looking for. In all honesty, I would be happy with any of these panels. If I could only have one for the rest of my life and I didn't get to choose, someone chose for me, I wouldn't be worried. I personally have used a lot of PlatinumLED panels over the years and have had great results. So there is a bit of a connection there. And remember, all 3 of these panels were released late in 2023 or early 2024. But both Blue Light and the Rojo Refine panel, even though they're new, they're very, very exciting. And it's why these 3 panels came out top in my 2024 comparison series, which you can see up here. Remember, this was out of 17 different panels, and these 3 were the standout. So check out that full video here in case there's another panel out there that I haven't touched on today. But again, any of these 3 options are going to be great.